Hey Brodies, ever since day one of Street Fighter 6, I've been having a blast with DJ, and probably the most fun I've had with him in the entire history of Street Fighter. It's interesting seeing how far he's come from his previous incarnations, including the most notorious one being his SF4 counterpart, to being a strong and fun top tier in Street Fighter 6. I wouldn't say that DJ is abysmally weak, and there are remarkable SF4 DJ specials such as Black Skills, Free J, Seb Morning, Kitasenju DJ, PJTK, and many more. However, I'd be lying if I told you that SF4 DJ wasn't plagued with problems in the competitive run of the game. While he is functional, his contradictory game design and lack of support from the devs made the character a nightmare to win with. So for this analysis, I'll be using DJ's Ultra, Omega, and SF6 incarnations in comparison with each other. Seeing how he first started, the changes that were made to him in updates, and what carried over into his refined current iteration. Shout out to Baffle and his Bad Balance video on DJ for inspiring this video. I highly recommend his content to anyone who loves Street Fighter. As I said earlier, SF4 DJ isn't helpless and is dangerous within the hands of a competent player. However, there were a lot of problems that held him back until Ultra Street Fighter 4. But even with the slight buffs and fixing errors from his earlier versions, he still remained in the bottom 5 of the roster and arguably the worst character in the game. The most fundamental problems, in my opinion, were his lack of flow and utility in his move pool, poor normal/combo routes, being extremely punishable, and not having any refined playstyle or defined archetype. Amazingly, all these problems get reworked in his later appearances and make him feel complete and realized. Let's start with the meat and potatoes of his problems, being the lack of flow and utility of DJ's moveset. DJ's charge motion projectile Air Slasher has a startup of 12 frames and has different speeds for each punch button, while his EX version releases 2 projectiles and starts up with 13 frames. It's one of his saving graces that allowed him to play neutral without getting completely curb stomped. However, the biggest flaw is the recovery frames are awful for each version of Air Slasher, being 26 frames for each one and 40 frames for the EX version. In the early competitive scene of SF4, there was a joke that DJ is just a worse version of Gao with a slide. It's a funny, yet sad truth that summarizes the character. Gao's Sonic Boom is regarded as possibly the best projectile in all of Street Fighter, and SF4 was no exception. All with the starter frames of 9, with Light Sonic Boom having 21 recovery frames, Medium Sonic Boom having 22 recovery frames, and Heavy Sonic Boom having 24 recovery frames.
Sonic Boom! Sonic Boom! Sonic Boom! Sonic Boom!
While the startup and recovery frames have slight differences and may not seem like a big deal, it's night and day when actually played. Gao can mix up his projectiles and can control the neutral with ease. He's very risky to jump in on, has great frame advantage both on block and hit, making him safe, and has great combo extensions while also being able to avoid anti-projectile moves.
Sonic Boom! 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 Hadouken! 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 Left kick! Hadouken! 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 Left kick! Sonic Boom! 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 Come on!
DJ's projectiles can't combo even with EX version's frame advantage because none of his normals are fast or long enough to hit, including from the natural pushback of projectiles. He loses the jump-ins and loses the anti-projectile attack. Get serious. Now remember, Air Slasher is one of DJ's lifelines and best tools, yet is littered with numerous problems, so imagine playing him without a projectile. In Omega SF4, DJ received a huge overhaul of his entire kit. The first and most significant change is that he's a motion character instead of a charge character. With this change, DJ can now freely zone and reposition himself in Fireball Wars. He also received some good changes to his frame data and properties, with light version having starter frames of 20 and recovery frames of 24, medium version having starter frames of 13, heavy version having startup frames of 10 and recovery frames of 35, and EX version having startup frames of 10 and recovery frames of 24. Light Air Slasher travels the slowest, being good for traveling behind opponents to pressure them and can now be used in combos. Medium Air Slasher travels and hits at a decent speed, and Heavy Air Slasher, although very unsafe, is very fast and hard to react to. The EX version can now stop other EX projectiles and has two new interesting properties, unlike the SF4 counterpart. The first property is the fact that he can cancel his first Air Slasher, giving him great hit frame advantage, and to do combos, and releasing two Air Slashers can cause a hard knockdown, also has great frame advantage and now has juggle properties.
Come on, come on, come on! 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 I'm getting lost in the beat! Come on, come on, come on! Hadouken! 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 Come on, come on, come on!
In SF6, Air Slasher is back to being a charge input with some new changes. Light Air Slasher is a feint that recovers in 21 frames. Medium and Heavy Air Slasher both have starter frames of 17. However, Medium releases one projectile with 44 recovery frames, and Heavy releases two projectiles with 60 recovery frames. OD Air Slasher has fast starter frames of 10 in combos, and 22 frames of recovery, and as a projectile, both recover in 46 frames.
Come on!
Air Slasher is one of the best projectiles in Street Fighter 6. Light Air Slasher is generally safe, including challenging anti-projectile tech, and is great for tricking opponents in both neutral and canceling combos for more setups. Medium Heavy Air Slasher, although can be unsafe in certain spaces, are amazing in Fireball Wars, and OD Air Slasher is great for combos and catching opponents trying to jump in or neutral jump. Double rolling Soulbot, or Soulbot for short, is a charge mush move that propels DJ forward and kicks the opponent with the ability to break armor. Light Soulbot is a one-hit kick with lower body invincibility that causes a knockdown with starter frames of 12 and recovery frames of 21. Medium Soulbot and Heavy Soulbot follows up with 2 kicks but leave the opponent standing, both with starter frames of 14, while the medium version recovers in 23 frames and the heavy version recovers in 24 frames. And the EX Soulbot has a starter frames of 15 and recovery frames of 25. It also causes a knockdown and has the ability to pass through projectiles.
Hey! Oh yeah! Oh yeah! Oh yeah!
While Soulbot has great corner carry and is a decent combo ender for all versions of it, there are a few problems with it. One problem with Soulbot, with the exception of the light version, it doesn't give DJ any Okizeme options, so he doesn't get any opportunities to mix the opponents up on the ground. Another problem with Soulbot is, with the exception of the light version, they're all heavily negative and punishable on block even when spaced.
Hey! Get serious. Oh yeah! Get serious.
And since it doesn't have lower invincibility like the light version, it can be poked or swept by any low or crouching attacks. Then the EX version isn't completely invincible against fireballs and has poor range and tracking when trying to punish them. Since it's a charge move, you have to hold back or stay stationary to use Soulbot, which opens him up to being placed in undesirable situations in neutral and fireball wars, completely killing his momentum.
Get serious. Oh yeah! Oh yeah! Get serious. Oh yeah! No problem. Oh yeah! Get serious. Hadouken! 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 Oh yeah! Get serious. Hadouken! 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 Get serious.
Most DJ players will limit themselves to using Light Soulbot. Despite its weak damage, it can cause a knockdown giving him Oki options, has okay corner carry, has lower body invincibility, and is generally safe even on block due to it being -4. In Omega SF4, Soulbot is now a motion input and they all cause a heavy knockdown on hit. Light Soulbot has 11 starter frames and 19 recovery frames, Medium Soulbot has 13 starter frames, and Heavy Soulbot has 18 starter frames, both having 22 recovery frames. EX Soulbot, also known as Maximum Hurricane, is now a 2-bar anti-projectile mini super move with 13 starter frames and 25 recovery frames.
Hey! Oh yeah! Oh yeah!
All of the Soulbots for this version give DJ fantastic damage, serves as a great combo extender / ender, great Oki options, and fantastic corner carry, all at the expense of being very unsafe. It's also very good at punishing armor moves instantly, so opponents have to think twice before using armor moves or focus attack against DJ.
Come on, come on, come on! Oh yeah! Come on, come on, come on! Oh yeah! Come on, come on, come on!
In SF6, Soulbot is now a motion input with some new changes and properties. Light Soulbot is a feint with 26 total frames, Medium Soulbot has 12 starter frames and 23 recovery frames that cause a knockdown, Heavy Soulbot has 15 startup frames and 25 recovery frames that leaves the opponent standing, and OD Soulbot has both 19 startup and recovery frames.
Baby!
Soulbot in SF6 has a great amount of utility and benefits. For example, light Soulbot in neutral and in combos is great for deceiving and baiting opponents. It's relatively safe, so punishing it is tricky. Medium Soulbot is a great knockdown tool for Oki and a decent poking tool when spaced. It also cancels into his critical art and is also one of the best options to do so, making his opponents have to be on their toes to not get hit by his toes. Heavy Soulbot has the same properties as Medium Soulbot, but with additional damage and an interesting gimmick that was better implemented from its SF4 counterpart. SF4 Heavy Soulbot would be -1 on hit, but was too far away to be able to do anything advantageous. Although SF6 Heavy Soulbot is -10 on block, however, if he lands it, it leaves the opponent standing and makes DJ very close to his opponent while being +2 on hit. That makes it a scary situation for anyone fighting DJ, as they have to guess with his numerous options or risk putting themselves into a combo loop if they try to punish him. Jackknife Maximum, or up kicks for short, is a charge input move that makes DJ jump in the air followed by a series of kicks and is his main anti-air and reversal option. All regular versions of up kicks have startup frames of 6, with light version having 10 recovery frames, medium version having 20 recovery frames, and heavy version having 33 recovery frames. EX up kicks has 4 startup frames and 22 recovery frames. Surprisingly, up kicks is a very great special and is one of the best anti-air moves in the game. It has great invincibility frames on startup, very great corner carry, easy to combo with, has juggling properties, great for punishing cross-ups, very fast anti-air and reversal with, great frame advantage on knockdown, and even beats the majority of safe jumps.
Come on, come on!
However, the biggest weakness of up kicks is that the charging motion of the move requires you to hold it straight down, and charging takes 2 seconds to use it. So you have to sacrifice your positioning in neutral, risk getting hit by an aggressive opponent, and can't build momentum. Despite the problems, at least DJ has an actually good special move compared to the rest of his kit.
Hadouken! Hadouken! Get serious!
In Omega SF4, up kicks is now a motion input that functions more like a Shoryuken and is granted a bigger hitbox. With a few exceptions of frame data changes like light up kicks having 4 starter frames and 10 recovery frames, and EX up kicks having 48 recovery frames, not much was changed and still retains its amazing utility. In SF6, up kicks has gone back to being a charge input move, but still retains its amazing utility and takes less time to charge. They all have 6 startup frames with varying recovery frames, but with some new changes. Light up kicks is now a feint that functions like a secondary jump, leaving DJ airborne and is able to follow up with his air normals. It's especially useful after a hard knockdown, giving DJ great Ogi options to cross up the opponent or to quickly cancel it into a combo. Medium and heavy up kicks, with the exception of OD up kicks, lose full invincibility on startup, only being invincible against mid and high moves, but still retaining a big hitbox to jumping opponents. It's nice to see that throughout the games, Jackknife Maximum is a consistently good move in DJ's arsenal, so there's that. Machine Gun Upper, or MGU for short, is a charge input move that has increased damage when mashed, where DJ delivers a rush attack uppercut and is the most damaging special move. DJ has varying frame data on MGU, so for the sake of brevity, all versions have a very fast startup on hit, but are heavily negative on block. EX Machine Gun Upper ends with a juggle leading to opportunities for big damage combos. Interestingly, EX Machine Gun Upper has the ability to stop projectiles as a nice reference to his ability to do it back in his FF2 debut, but it's a useless gimmick. Unfortunately, Machine Gun Upper has the same weaknesses as Jackknife Maximum, having long charge times, sacrifice positioning, and risk of being attacked. However, I would argue the biggest problem of MGU is that it has limited functionality in its combos. As we'll get into his poor normals and combo routes later, Machine Gun Upper has a very short range, and due to the natural pushback of normals, DJ has limited means of comboing with it, so its most optimal use is pretty much relegated to punishing unsafe moves.
Get serious.
In Omega Street Fighter 4, Machine Gun Upper is now a motion input, and almost has the same properties as the SF4 version with some bonuses. Light, Medium, and EX Machine Gun Upper have upper body invincibility and can catch airborne opponents, so it makes for an excellent anti-air option, and Heavy Machine Gun Upper is lower body invincible, making a good option against pokes. EX Machine Gun Upper is now a combo ender / reversal option instead of a juggle while still retaining its high damage.
Hey! Come on! Hey! Come on!
In SF6, Machine Gun Upper is also a motion input and does amazing damage more than ever. All versions of the move recover in 35 frames, as Light Machine Gun Upper has 15 starter frames, Medium Machine Gun Upper has 22 starter frames, and Heavy / OD Machine Gun Upper has 28 starter frames. Although it is very punishable both on block and startup, thanks to Street Fighter 6 game design and DJ's superb normals, he can combo very easily with it and gets high rewards for it as well. It also catches airborne opponents, with heavy machine gun upper being the best option. In Omega Street Fighter 4, DJ get a new move called Waning Moon that functions to close the distance and confuses opponents. All versions have the same frame data, 29 startup frames and 15 recovery frames, except for EX Waning Moon having 23 startup frames. While it's punishable on startup, when it lands, it's plus on block, and on hit, it gives DJ free reign to do as he pleases. While Waning Moon looks like an overhead, it isn't, except for EX Waning Moon being a true overhead, but it does give DJ more mix-up options. While seemingly a minute addition to DJ's special moves, this move became an accidental blueprint for DJ's future game design and laid the foundation for what he became in SF6.
Hey! Get serious! Come on, come on, come on! Come on, come on, come on!
In Street Fighter 6, DJ got a new move called Just Cool, which is arguably his best move in the game. It's an auto shimmy that has numerous follow-ups with great benefits. By itself, Just Cool has a total of 37 frames that can be used to shimmy and bait the opponent, while the OD version follows with a quick uppercut that can be extended with other moves. Just Cool with a forward input plus any punch button does juggling dash, as it performs a fast and far-reaching projectile invulnerable dash, and if done again with a backwards input plus punch button, it does juggling sway, which retreats DJ and can be used to trick opponents.
This is of mine!
Just Cool done with a light kick performs Funky Slicer, which is a low kick that's great for pokes and is relatively safe on block, while the OD version leads to more damaging combo extensions. Just Cool done with medium kick performs the Omega Street Fighter 4 move Waning Moon, which is now a true overhead kick that causes a hard knockdown, and doing the OD version also causes damaging combo extensions. Just Cool done with heavy kick performs Maximum Strike, which sends the target into the air and can be used for combo extensions and juggles. It's also great to use as an anti-air. The only bad thing about Just Cool is that all versions lose to drive impact, but because you can space it to be safe and followed up afterwards negates that weakness. Other than that, Just Cool is an all-encompassing special that has really great utility.
It's not over. It's lacking. I'm feeling it.
In SF4, DJ has one super move, Soul by Carnival, and two ultra moves, Soul by Festival and Climax Beat. Soul by Carnival and Soul by Festival are charge moves that both function as projectile and vulnerable reversals to punish heavy zoning. You can also cancel Soul by Carnival into Soul by Festival for huge damage on hit and huge chip damage.
Here I come! Super Carnival! Dance it done! Summer Festival! Here I come! Super Carnival! Woohoo! It's all over, baby! Here I come! Super Carnival! Woohoo! It's all over, baby!
Climax Beat is a reversal and anti-air super that does massive damage, and you can swap your position in neutral.
I'm getting lost in the beat!
However, these supers are heavily flawed. While Soul by Carnival is very easy to combo with and has nice damage, you'd be sacrificing your special meter, which could be used to put DJ in better situations and to protect himself from harmful ones. In comparison to the roster's ultras, both Soul by Carnival and Soul by Festival can't fully connect on airborne opponents, have very poor ranges to punch projectiles, and due to them being non-cinematic moves, they can be both hit out of them or, in worst case scenarios, not fully connect.
Hadouken! Here I come! Super Carnival! Hadouken! Here I come! Super Carnival! Hadouken! It's done! Summer Festival! Here I come! Super Carnival! Dance it done! Summer Festival! Hadouken!
That's it!
Hadouken! Gotcha! Hadouken! I go! Hadouken! Soak in your own blood! Bloody high! Hadouken! Ready! What an ugly roll! Hadouken!
Lock on. He'll destroy you!
It also doesn't help they're both charge moves, so you can constantly get pushed back by fireballs or lose charge for advancing to try and find an optimal range to use it.
Hadouken! 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 Bakugan! Hadouken! 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 Dance it done! Stop! Hadouken! 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 Bakugan! Hadouken! Dance it done! Hadouken! 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 Bakugan! Hadouken! 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 Done!
Climax Beat also suffers a lot as there's only a few ways for it to connect. It has a very weird input that requires charge and can be tricky to use in heat of the moment scenarios. While it's a good anti-air, it can easily be baited by the majority of the roster.
I'm getting lost in the beat! Try this on for side! I'm getting lost in the beat! 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 I'm getting lost in the beat!
The supers in general have very limited combos to confirm into, but I'll save that portion for when we're discussing DJ's combo routes. In Omega SF4, DJ supers now have motion inputs so they're easily accessible in combos. Climax Beat received little changes while both Soulbot supers have been reworked. Soulbot Carnival and Soulbot Festival can now connect on airborne opponents and can be instantly inputted to punish opponents.
Time to dance! Soulbot Festival! Come on, come on, come on! Hadouken! 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 Time to dance! Soulbot Festival! Come on, come on, come on! Hadouken!
In SF6, DJ has 3 super moves. Level 1, the Greatest Soulbot, Level 2, Sunrise Festival, and Level 3, Weekend Pleasure. The Greatest Soulbot, or TGS for short, is a counterattack super kick that causes knockdown in combos, crumples opponents on counter hit, and makes jumping opponents wall bounce on hit. While it's not invincible at all, it's great for quickly punishing moves that whiff or are negative. With numerous ways to follow it up in any situation and it hitting like a truck, it's arguably one of the best level 1 supers in the game. Sunrise Festival is a mini rhythm game super that has projectile and hit invincibility with 3 variations based on different punch buttons. Light Punch performing the weaker and easy to execute low-key version, Medium Punch performing the stronger and slightly difficult to execute Marvelous version, and Heavy Punch performing the strongest and hardest to execute Headliner version. If the rhythm sequence is timed correctly with the Marvelous and Headliner versions, DJ gains access to 2 combo enders, Climactic Strike, which swaps his position, and Encore Beat, which keeps his opponent on the same side. With this super being fast, far-reaching, easy to cancel, and fully invincible on startup, DJ can easily turn the tide of the fight and able to position himself into the advantage. With the addition of learning the Marvelous and Headliner timing, you can get higher damage, making it an excellent risk versus reward while attempting to perform it in battle and look cool while doing it. Weekend Pleasure is DJ's ultimate move with full invincibility, fast startup, and can be used as a stylish anti-air assaulting his opponent with a fine-tuned barrage of fast punches. Like all level 3s at low health in Street Fighter 6, Weekend Pleasure is now the critical art, giving him a damage boost and a new animation.
Hey, hey, hey! Yo, wake up, man! You did that. These knives getting red! Hey, hey, hey!
It's a fantastic level 3 that does major damage and can be greatly comboed from just about anything within DJ's kit, but we'll talk about that more later. Now that DJ's move list has been thoroughly demonstrated, his Ultra SF4 specials as supers were consistently struggling, being held back in utility, and didn't have any sense of cohesion, while his Omega and SF6 counterparts found their footing and rhythm to turn DJ into a funky force to be reckoned with. Paired with his normals, SF4 DJ has absolutely no synergy with his specials, has few opportunities in neutral, and can barely use any good combos to save his life. Speaking of combos and normals, let's talk about his poor normals and combo routes. Another big problem with Street Fighter 4 DJ is his normals were incredibly lacking in functionality and limited his combo routes and usage in neutral. For credit where it's due, DJ has very good light and medium normals. They were very fast and had decent range for pokes, making DJ very efficient in neutral. His standing and crouching medium kick were some of his notable good normals, which were easy to combo with and could safely knock down. His crouching medium punch was also a good confirming button for his special moves. His jumping medium kick was also great for crossing up opponents and was ambiguous, making it hard for opponents to discern. He also had a great unique jumping attack known as knee shot, which slows his descent and changes his jump arc. It's amazing for making DJ tricky to predict where he'll jump in and land in neutral, as it can be both used forward and backward. Knee shot was surprisingly useful as an anti-air option, as it has 4 starter frames, quickly beating his opponent trying to jump in and killing their momentum. It was also very hard to react in anti-air. With the addition of knee shot being safe on hit and block, it served as a great combo starter.
Come on! Hey! Oh yeah!
Now this is where the rest of his kit starts to fall apart. While his normal, light, and medium buns were good, his heavy buns were abysmal. For starters, DJ's heavy buns don't cancel well or cancel at all into his normals or specials. DJ's close, crouching, far heavy kick, and far heavy punch can't cancel into anything at the start or at the end.
Hey!
His only cancelable heavy buns are his crouching and steady heavy punch, but even they are littered with problems. Close heavy punch can only cancel on the first attack, but it nets a huge damage of 120 for the full animation. The biggest problem with this normal is how completely useless canceling it is, as the first hit only cancels and it only does 40 damage. Now compared to canceling with crouching medium punch, which does 70 damage, it makes close heavy punch completely redundant. Close heavy punch also has the ability to force the opponent to stand, but whiffs on the majority of the roster except big body characters like Zangief or Hugo. His far heavy kick was horrible to poke opponents with and is extremely punishable on block or if whiffed. Crouching heavy kick could slide under fireballs, but due to its bad startup and active frames, you can still get hit by projectiles if not timed properly. His close heavy kick was also virtually useless, as it can't cancel into anything and can anti your opponents despite its appearance.
Hey!
Speaking of anti-airs, his anti-air normals were either okay or very bad depending on the matchup or in certain situations. Far Heavy Punch, one of the universal anti-air options of Street Fighter 4, and Standing Medium Punch, DJ either loses or trades to everyone. His best options to anti-air are Knee Shot for beating air-air exchanges, and Crouching Heavy Kick since it low profiles on jump-ins and can even combo with up kicks on counter hit.
Hey! Get serious. Hey! 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 Hey!
DJ didn't have an overhead normal, so he couldn't mix up his opponent or punish crouching opponents. He also didn't have any target combos, so he didn't have any other unique attacks he could use aside from knee shot. His focus attack was also bad. It has limited range to use as a punish or for combos, including limited opportunities to use a fully charged one attack on additional damage.
Get serious. Shoryuken! Get serious.
In Ultra Street Fighter 4, they updated focus attack to red focus attack. It allows players to crumple the opponent safely, absorb its attacks, and grants huge damage mid-combo in exchange for 3 bars of super meter.
Come on, come on, come on! Oh yeah! Come on, come on, come on!
While this was great for characters like DJ that didn't have great focus attacks, it also made them sacrifice super meter, which could be better used. DJ at the time of Ultra Street Fighter 4 didn't have any target combos, so he was stuck to only use his normals for combo routes. And speaking of combo routes, DJ's combo routes were already lacking to the point where it was frustrating. SF4's core game design is built around one-frame links, which rewards players good execution with more combo routes. However, the universal mechanic of the game grants DJ nothing. DJ's normals already have bad synergy with each other, and the ones he can combo with are a few normal combos and one-frame link combos, already restricting his combo potential. It doesn't help that his close-range normals are pretty much his only normals that can properly combo into each other, and barely any of his far normals can. In addition, they're all reliant on charging. Even with charging, his one-frame links at best can link 2 or 3 hits with a special move. The only other normals that can reliably link are close standing medium kick into standing medium punch, mind you are character dependent, and crouching medium kick. Another thing that sucks for DJ is that his FADC, or Focus Attack Dash Cancel combos, have no benefits as they don't do high damage, and canceling with the FADC scales it heavily, including wasting his meter. He also can't FADC upkick, so he can't do FADC juggle combos, nor can he cancel it to make it safe, so he has to commit to it, unlike other characters. Another problem for DJ's combo routes is that unlike other charge characters, DJ doesn't have a non-charge special move or a target combo / normal that grants inherent charge. DJ's best combo routes that grant inherent charge is double crouching light punch into crouching medium punch. As I mentioned earlier, DJ has poor combos for his ultras as well. The main way to combo into SF4 ultras is either focus attack or FADC. As we saw for Sobot Festival, it can't fully connect on airborne targets even if fully charged. While there is a way to connect it with focus attack, it has a really restrictive window to do the input, making it pretty much impractical. So the most practical and honestly realistic combo route for Sobot Festival is to cancel it from Sobot Carnival.
Time to dance! Sobot Festival!
Climax Beat has two combo routes. It can connect with a charged focus attack and combo from an EX machine gun upper. While Climax Beat has more options than Sobot Festival, it does require time to charge, costs more meter for maximum damage compared to most of the roster, and can be misinputted in the heat of the moment.
I'm getting lost in the beat! I'm getting lost in the beat! Woo! Come on, come on, come on!
With all that being said, this is SF4 DJ in the best case scenario. So imagine trying to play him when he's being pressured and reset, having no time to charge, or not being close enough to follow up with a punish combo. In Omega SF4, DJ receives fantastic buffs for his normals and gained new ones, giving him great combo routes and more reliable punishes. His lights and mediums were faster and had better frame advantage, which allowed him to combo greatly even while being pushed back.
Come on, come on, come on! Machine gun upper! Come on, come on, come on! Okay! Oh yeah! Come on, come on, come on!
Crouching medium kick still retains his ability to knock down and cannot be used with special moves and his super move. Close heavy kick can now be used in combos and has the ability to juggle after the second hit. Close heavy punch can now cause a forced stand on the first hit, but will whiff on the second hit for crouching opponents if not spaced correctly.
Come on, come on, come on! Come on, come on, come on! Come on, come on, come on! Come on, come on, come on!
Crouching heavy kick now has less startup and active frames, making it useful to dodge fireballs and low profiling high moves. Knee shot no longer changes trajectory, but now causes a juggle state on hit.
Come on, come on, come on! Hey, yeah! Come on, come on, come on!
DJ now has an overhead sunrise heal with starter frames of 14 and recovery frames of 12. Although you can't combo with it, it's fast and generally safe on block. In addition, he also gains maximum high, a target combo that leads in a funky somersault which has a long hit confirm window and is great for juggling.
Come on, come on, come on! Come on, come on, come on! Hey! Here I come! So fast, kind of fast! Come on, come on, come on!
His focus attack was also fixed by being given more range and horizontal movement. His supers were now cohesive and had numerous routes at his disposal. Although Sobot Carnival no longer can be cancelled with Sobot Festival, they both have numerous ways to combo with, could fully catch airborne opponents, and instantly catch opponents trying to zone. Climax Beat has more routes as well and connects better in combos but with some minor changes. Depending on the sequence, Climax Beat won't be able to get the cinematic version and the damage is scaled quite a bit. However, since Climax Beat could be used instantly and was more accessible in combos, the pros outweigh the cons.
Come on, come on, come on! Come on, come on, come on! Oh yeah, here I come! So fast, kind of fast! Here I come! So fast, kind of fun. Come on, come on, come on. Here I come. Stop us, kind of fun. Come on, come on, come on. Hadouken. Here I come. Stop us, kind of fun. Come on, come on, come on. Hadouken. Done. Summer Festival. Come on, come on, come on. It's time to dance. Summer Festival. Come on, come on, come on. I'm getting lost in the beat. I'm getting lost in the beat. Come on, come on, come on. I'm getting lost in the beat. Come on, come on, come on. I'm getting lost in the beat. I'm getting lost in the beat. Come on, come on, come on.
With all of his moves no longer requiring charge, Omega SF4 DJ could instantly pull off huge combos and had some of the best combos in the entire roster. This is also where a lot of his SF6 counterpart was mostly referenced from. DJ's normals and combo routes received a massive overhaul and hugely benefited from them thanks to Street Fighter 6 game design. DJ's lights and medium normals are fast and have great range for pokes while being able to seamlessly link into each other. His heavy normals are great as well, being able to start and use mid-combo and having great utility in neutral. His anti-air normals have improved greatly as well. Standing back heavy kick, or face breaker, and steady heavy punch are fantastic as his main anti-air options. Both are great for stopping jump-ins and cross-ups, catching neutral jumps, and being able to drive rush and special move cancel. Sunrise Heal is no longer an overhead, but now has a new function. While it has 19 starter frames and can be reacted to, it's +1 on block and +5 on hit, making it a great pressure tool. It also forces a slam knockdown on an airborne opponent, making it a good tool to catch opponents trying to neutral jump out of mix-ups or block strings. It also cancels into supers, making it a very deadly poke tool.
Yeah!
Knee shot is still great as ever. Although it can't be used while moving backward like in SF4, it still retains its amazing utility. It has fantastic startup and recovery frames, making it still difficult to react and punish. Very great way to initiate combos and to confuse the opponent while being in the air. It's still a great aider air, especially on counter hit, being able to follow up with up kicks to a juggle combo. DJ also has an air target combo, Party in the air, being fast and forcing a slam knockdown. Speaking of target combos, he has a wide array of target combos with great utility. 3-beat combo is a more beginner-friendly target combo that's punchable on block. However, it is quick and it is +2 on hit, making it good for mix-ups. DJ Special is a quick target combo that can cancel into any of DJ's supers, making it great for punishing and canceling into more damaging combos. Then there's Funky Dance, a target combo for DJ's Trickster Playstyle. It's great on the first 2 hits, leaving you with great frame advantage, can be used to corner carry, and hit airborne opponents. With the third and final hit added in, it does huge damage, especially on opponents trying to punish it. It's even harder to punish when space, making it great for punish combos. You can also cancel the final hit to make it faint, making it great to use as a bait tool to catch opponents trying to parry or use counter moves. DJ has a funny and gimmicky unique attack known as Speedy Maracas, where DJ dances with the signature maracas as his super meter bar increases. It has 65 recovery frames, making it easy to punish, but depending on the situation and matchup, it can be viable. Plus, it's hard to hate it. I mean, look how happy DJ is.
We gonna do this? Yeah! Let's get it on! We're gonna captivate! This beat hits hot as ice! We go all night long!
DJ has arguably the best drive rush in the game. It's so fast and travels halfway across the screen that it's basically a teleport, making his mix-up game even more deadly than it already is. A lot of the Street Fighter 6 scene has agreed that it's almost impossible to react to even with methods to stop it in neutral or in a block string. Super Arts combo routes are pretty much limitless, with only the player's knowledge, execution, and creativity being the only thing that can hold it back. The overwhelming majority of his normals, target combos, and specials can cancel into any of his supers. DJ not only has some of the best combo routes, but also some of the most damaging combos in Street Fighter 6, without even needing to spend much resources on it either. As demonstrated, Ultra Street Fighter 4 DJ was sorely lacking in the department of his normals, which in turn destroyed his combo routes. The addition of him being a charge character made DJ even more frustrating to utilize and be effective with. It wasn't until the Omega version, DJ was highly buffed and reworked and became a combo machine. Then SF6 comes along and his entire kit is greatly revamped with a fun spin on him to a great effect. Now this next segment will be the shortest, but it's a huge staple in what I believe kills DJ's performance in Street Fighter 4, and is DJ being so unnecessarily punishable. Heavy normals and neutral are usually used to punish/poke targets at a long range and to discourage opponents from walking in. However, DJ's heavy buttons are terrible options since they're so negative compared to the cast. Far heavy kick and far heavy punch is -9, close heavy punch is -8.
Come on! Come on!
As we saw earlier, a lot of DJ's special moves are also heavily negative on both block and hit, so you can casually punish them. Another problem for DJ is that he has an extended hurt box on hit and on certain moves, which creates more problems. This pretty much means he could be easily whiff punished or be hit from a space much farther than normally allowed. This also allows him not only to be punished farther away in scenarios like this,
Which of these two gentlemen will walk away and turn it all around? Would this be the end? For a major turn of events!
but also allows characters like Sakura, Abel, and Fei Long to cancel into extended damaging combos or reset him into an easy loop.
Show me what you can do. Boring. Hey!
Shipuka! Shipuka! Bye-bye! It's not a finish here, huh? Yes! Attack! And that's a wrap. Careful, you might hurt yourself.
Hey!
While DJ has 1000 health and 1000 stun, which is pretty balanced compared to the rest of the cast, however, thanks to his very negative moves, extended hurt box, and not having any good defensive options besides upkicks, he can be easily stunned and knocked out by characters with fast and multi-hitting attacks like Chun-Li, Dudley, and Gen, or characters with highly damaging offense like Yoon and Evil Ryu. It also creates the mindset of opponents not having to risk much against playing DJ. If you're fighting offensively, you can stuff his buttons with yours. If he tries to counter poke, you'll most likely trade with him and recover fast enough to do a combo while getting counter hit damage. Most times you can counter focus attack him too, since DJ's only options to beat it is through 2 charge moves, and he wouldn't have the time to charge it immediately. At worst, DJ will try upkicks to get out of pressure and succeed, but that's a big risk for him since he can't FADC if he guesses wrong. If you find yourself fighting defensively against DJ, if your character has decent projectiles and anti-airs, you can leave him out with little to no effort. If he fights you at close range, his light and medium normals will push him back, and if he tries to get closer again, he has to spend meter or walk up and lose charge to keep up his pressure. He doesn't have any good mix-up tools besides knee shot and jumping/crouching medium kick, so you can do a reversal special or a focus attack reversal on him, and at best do a reversal FADC into Ultra to blow up his rushdown. Another thing that sucks for DJ in terms of punishability is the Ultra combo mechanic, not just because of his Ultras, but everyone else's. The majority of the roster has Ultras that instantly shut down his viable options like Soulbot and Air Slasher in neutral, like Seth's Tandem Stream or against Tega and Zetsue. So whenever an opponent has an Ultra that can punish DJ at least mid-screen, he now has to play even more carefully since all of his moves are now a liability.
See what I'm really made of. Become a part of me. It's over.
Oh, yeah!
See what I'm really made of. Become a part of me. It's over.
I thought you would be more valuable than this.
Enough! Aha! You cannot dodge what you cannot see!
Gun. Fight!
Destruction! Suffer and die, coward! Should I be gentle?
Omega DJ specials, while somewhat safe, would be hard to punish within certain ranges and if he spaced them properly. His fire heavy pokes were also less negative on hit, and he could now FADC up kicks but only the EX version. As far as my knowledge goes of his hurt box, it's not extended like it was for his previous version. Now that his moves were motion inputs and had better normals, he couldn't be bullied easily and had opponents to think twice before trying something against him.
Hey! Oh yeah! Oh yeah! Come on! Come on!
SF6 DJ's normals and the majority of his specials were relatively safe and would give his opponents a hard time to punish him. At worst, DJ's specials and uncancelable pokes like his crouching and standing medium kick will lose a drive impact. But this means that DJ can just space to bait them and punish them back with the drive impact or super art during his recovery frames, so the opponent has to consider risking their drive gauge. As far as his hurt box goes, DJ's is normal and doesn't extend like his SF4 counterpart, so he can't be punished from far distances.
My turn! Looks like it. It's not over. Looks like it. I'm feeling it. Oh yeah, baby. I'm feeling it. What I need to
Now this brings us to my final point about what I believe killed DJ's legacy in SF4 but reworked in Omega SF4 and revamped in SF6, and that's him having no sense of identity or direction. Whenever I try to describe how DJ plays and what are good reasons to play him, it can be difficult to explain and justify him at times. He doesn't fall into a specific archetype or have any specialized game plan catered to him. DJ doesn't really do anything well in particular or in general, especially when compared to the rest of the cast. While DJ has a balanced special move list that could qualify him as a jack of all trades like Ryu, Fei Long, Cody, and Seth, due to the bad synergy of his moves and normals often leads him to not giving himself an advantage or capitalizing off his opponent's mistakes. He doesn't have good projectiles and long range normals compared to zoners like Guile, Dalsim, Rose, Sagad, and Poison. He has little to no pressure options and lacks strong mix-ups compared to rushdown characters like Ken, Cammy, Sea Viper, Dudley, and Relento. He has trouble keeping momentum and controlling the neutral compared to characters like Chun-Li, Elena, and Bison, Vega, and Hugo. He lacks strong reset options, has few air mix-ups, and has zero mobility compared to agile or aerial characters like El Fuerte, Adon, Jury, Ibuki, and Guy. He doesn't have high damage output and he can't easily stun his opponent compared to heavy hitters like Yoon, Akuma, Makoto, Balrog, and Honda. He has trouble baiting, confusing, and conditioning opponents compared to tricky characters like Dan, DeCapri, T-Hawk, Blanca, Hakan, and Goken. The best qualities I would say that DJ has over the cast are upkicks being one of the best anti-airs in the game, light Sobot can neutralize low pokes while being relatively safe on block, knee shot and jump with medium kick are good for cross-ups and air mobility, has one of the fastest walk speeds in the roster, crouch and medium kick being a good and safe knockdown tool, and can cancel Sobot Carnival to Sobot Festival for huge damage. Even with those advantages, DJ still has too many weaknesses to compensate for, while the rest of the roster has better tools than him with fewer drawbacks. It really felt like the developers had no clue of what to do with him since his debut in Super Street Fighter 4. Speaking of developers, from Super Street Fighter 4 up to Ultra Street Fighter 4, DJ had a bizarre history of patches that seemed to punish him more than make him functional. For example, in the Street Fighter 4 Arcade Edition patch, if you hit DJ during his recovery frames of Air Slasher, it would count as a counter hit, but it was later removed during the 2012 Arcade Edition patch since it wasn't a necessary change.
Get serious. Get serious. get serious.
In the Ultra Street Fighter 4 1.0 version patch, Machine Gun Upper was given better startup frames going from 12 to 6, but was now -8 instead of -5 on block, with the addition of the pushback being reduced, removing an alternative wake-up option for DJ.
Machine gun upper. Come on. Machine gun upper. Come on.
Climax Beats damage was reduced from 501 to 460. Light Soap went from being -5 to -3 on block, but later became -4 on block in the Ultra 1.4 version patch. It's these weird little changes that enforce my belief that the devs did not know how to fix DJ despite how glaring his flaws are. It wasn't until the Omega version that all of his issues were fixed, and that DJ finally found his footing thanks to a new team of developers who took over. DJ plays like a rushdown Shoto similar to Ken. He could zone, rush down, had better normals, wasn't easily punishable, and had consistent damage and combos compared to his previous version. He was an entirely different character. So different that by the community, he was considered a top tier, but it only gets better for DJ from here. When DJ was revealed in the Street Fighter VI 2022 Game Awards, both old and new fans of the Street Fighter community reacted very positively to DJ's new design and flashy gameplay. As more news, footage, and players got early access to Street Fighter VI, DJ's personality and gameplay was highly praised and considered to have a lot of potential when the game was officially released.
One of these? Wait, what's down this? Whoa, he could build bar? That's actually, oh, look, yo, and the lights come out of nowhere? That's crazy. DJ is godlike. He's so sick.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
I don't know, but you gotta get it up too. I don't know.
DJ is now a trickster character who specializes in feinting and dancing around his opponents both figuratively and literally. Playing mind games and tricking his opponent into making mistakes is the key to playing him. Paired with his long normals, great special moves, and ability to convert his resources into huge damage and combos, DJ will dance his way to a sweet victory. He's considered in the top 7 of tier lists from both pros and casuals for how fantastic he is. All of his tools have great flow and properly synergize with each other. He greatly benefits from the universal mechanics of the game. He can play from anywhere on the screen, although playing him from mid to close range is where DJ shines. Speaking of shine, it's really great to see the SF6 team give DJ a lot of love to his personality, and it's as bright as day. DJ isn't as goofy as his Street Fighter 4 counterpart and is treated with more respect and sincerity. While he does have his more comedic moments, his lighthearted and energetic personality makes him very charming and enjoyable to watch, while having more depth to him as shown in World Tour. His career as a musician and flashy performer is amazingly incorporated into his gameplay, like how he shines with the Golden Globe for his special moves, his rhythm minigame level 2 Super Sunrise Festival, or how the spotlight is on DJ in his intro/outro animations and supers. His Jamaican heritage is also showcased wonderfully through his stage, dialogue, character theme, and redesign. His English VA Zeno Robinson and Japanese VA Kenji Hamada give fantastic performances as DJ, making him sound even more charismatic and cheerful as ever. DJ has always been a weird and interesting character since his inception in Street Fighter II: The New Challengers. He was initially going to be an entirely different character, but the USA Capcom team created their own character to mirror the famous martial artist Billy Blanks and ended up with DJ. He was regarded as one of, if not the best character in the game when he first debuted. As the franchise went on, DJ received less and less attention and popularity. His next appearance was in Street Fighter Alpha and was received poorly. He wasn't very popular and was a very low tier character in the game. After Alpha ended, DJ would be reduced to cameo appearances in later /crossover games and wasn't a playable character until Street Fighter 4, but we know how that story goes. Started off terribly when he debuted, had terrible gameplay, and had been stuck in the bottom tier for each update while receiving no significant help from the devs. It seemed like DJ was doomed forever and destined to fade into obscurity, and everything changed when his Omega version arrived, and that's when DJ got his second win. The developers turned him from a pitiful and hopeless character and took everything bad about him then reformed him into something greater. This became the foundation for evolving DJ and finding his new groove. The Street Fighter VI team looked back at his previous versions, seeing that he could still live up to his full potential, and they conscientiously crafted him to be the best that he's ever been in the entire history of Street Fighter. Despite all of his flaws and faults, I still love his Ultra Street Fighter 4 version and still have fun playing with him. It was that dedication from not just myself, but other players worldwide playing DJ that gave him a second chance and breathed new life into the character. It is thanks to his loyal fanbase and the developer's innovation for making DJ the best he's ever been. I couldn't be more thankful for DJ's spectacular comeback and wish him even greater success in the future. Thanks to all of you boys for sticking around through this analysis. Shout out to Baffle for helping me and proofread my script and being an inspiration for this video. If there's anything I missed or have incorrect, feel free to let me know. You brothers have a wonderful day, and remember to take it easy.